If you're looking to do more blog posts so you can generate organic leads online and grow your real estate business, then watch this whole video today because I'm going to break down all of the blogging tips and secrets that you need to be able to have a successful real estate blog. We're going to break down everything from blog layout to what to write about, how to use categories and tags, and so much more. So you're definitely going to want to watch this video because I'm going to share all of the secrets of the last 16 years that I have been using blogs to help companies grow their business, get more leads, and get more deals. So keep watching. Hey everybody, it's me, Jacob Shireman, your real estate marketing expert. I have over 15 years of marketing experience specializing in web design and SEO, and I take that experience to help you grow your real estate business. So if you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I release new content. And if you want to get my training, resources, courses, and coaching for free, take a look at partnering with me at eXp Realty inside the Agent Wolfpack. And you can click the book call link below in the description and book a one-on-one call with me to learn more. So let's dive into today's topic. All right, so today we're diving into the world of blogging. And a lot of people think blogging's dead, SEO's dead, and they are so wrong. SEO, which is search engine optimization, gets 1,000% more traffic than organic social media. So SEO is more powerful than social media. And we have the two biggest search engines in the world that we use every day, Google and YouTube. So why not use SEO to start ranking and let people find you organically? Now, I've done other videos on how to do the YouTube videos and how to use Google Maps, which is another free resource that you can do to rank in another section of SEO. So not only do you have the organic search results, but you can show up for Google Maps as well by having your Google business profile and making sure it's well optimized. So if you haven't watched those videos, go watch those. Those are super helpful on easy steps that you can do right now to start ranking on your Google business profile. But today I want to talk about the world of blogging. And it seems like an old thing or something that we don't want to really use for real estate, but it's something that not everybody's using. So if everybody's focused on social media and everything else, why not focus on blogs? Because we do use them every day. When you're looking for things to do, you read blog articles. Even you as a real estate agent, when you're trying to figure out what content to do for your videos, you tend to start searching and reading websites and helpful blog tips. Why not do the same thing for your clients that are looking for you? Because every homeowner, every person that's looking to buy or sell, a majority of them start their search by going online. So make sure that you're coming up. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna go over and take the 16 years that I've been doing blogs in various industries and show you all the tips and tricks you need to do to set up your blog so you can start writing blog posts. So we're going to talk about how to make the layouts so they're interesting and fun to read, they grab attention, and a little bit on what to write about. I've done other videos on this as well, but we're also going to talk about the categories and the tags because these are super important and a lot of people overuse these and use these wrong, and this could affect your SEO. We're also going to talk about images, about the SEO part of the blog. So we're going to dive into everything, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and we're going to take a look at blogging on WordPress. Some of this can happen on various platforms, so this can apply, but I highly recommend WordPress for blogs, and especially if you're using my DIY real estate website and sales funnel, this is the same system that you would be using. So this is a one-up for you to do that. And if you're not using it, definitely go take a look at the link below on how you can have everything in an all-in-one system to really have a powerful website that not only can process the traffic you can send it, but it can also bring in traffic and convert them into leads. So let's start sharing my screen. Okay, now I'm sharing my screen, and this is the DIY real estate sales funnel and website system that I have created that you can go take a look at. You can go to jacobshireman.com/leads if you need something like this. But I want to show you the blog feature of this. So if we scroll down, there is a blog that we call latest news and updates. And you can have your market reports up in here. You can have community highlights, all kinds of things to share what's going on in the area. And this helps you rank organically. Because remember, when we talked about SEO in the past, it's going to be really hard to rank for your area and the keyword realtor. So Houston realtor, things like that. Because other big sites like Zillow and realtor.com, they're already ranking for that. But by you doing market reports, talking about community highlights, talking about the area itself will cause you to come up and rank more. So, and if you were to click on one of these blog articles, it'll take you to the blog page. And so this is already laid out for you. You don't have to think about it. This is what the blog looks like. And I've got some features like the scroll so they know how much they have left, a table of contents, which this is going to be very important because we're going to talk about how the structure in this section of your blog post should do. So as you see, this is just kind of a sample blog. I do have some other blogs that I can show you. Like if you come over to even just my website that I use, like we did tour a property tour. Every property tour we do, we write something about the property and people can say, keep reading, and it comes down here, or they can say, watch a video, and the video will pop up for them. So there's so many things that you can do with blog and make them powerful so people want to read them. And then we summarize kind of the neighborhood and what the features of the house are right here. And so that way we can do that. So I want to talk about the layout of the article and the blog post structure. This is super important because not only, do we want Google to crawl this, and it will, and they don't really care what it looks like as long as, your keywords are there. They're not caring about the design because it can't see the design. It's only seeing the code on the back end. But your user cares about the design, and you want to make sure that you don't have super long paragraphs. You don't see me with a long paragraph. And then sometimes you can go in and bullet point things. And in this example, I broke it up. We didn't really bullet point things just because it's not a long article. But you see that I also broke things up with pictures, different sections, which we're going to talk about the heading tags here in a second, but the blog post structure. So you want to make sure that you have variety. So one thing I want to mention is if we were to go create a new article, and in WordPress, you would go to post, add new post. And now I do have a editor which we'll use, but a lot of you might just have this depending on the theme that you have. And when we see the drop down, we see heading 1, heading 2, heading 3, 4, 5, and 6. It's important to understand how this structure works because in one article, you can only have one heading 1 tag. Google likes 1. This is basically the main topic of the article. And a lot of times you won't use this in writing it because if you have it automatically use the title, on the page, it automatically uses the H1 tag. If you're putting the title on the page that's not doing anything, then yes, you would use the H1 tag. And then the way the rest of these work, and I made kind of an illustration to show you, is you want to think of your other header tags like this. So the header 2 would be subsections of the main topic. So maybe you have 5 reasons why you should move to Houston. Well, that 5 reasons why you should move to Houston is going to be your H1 tag. Now your header 2 tag is going to be each one of those 5 reasons. So kind of thinking about it like bullet points and sections. So one of my reasons might be about the food scene here. And so that's going to be the Houston food scene. So that'd be section 2. The next one could be about the size of Houston. The affordability could be another section. And then our talking points would be under there. So we can use as many H2s as we want, but you want to make sure that you use them correctly. A lot of people use them for sizes of the text. You don't want to fall into that. You want to manually size the text with a style tag. But what you want to do is make sure that this is structured. So your 5 talking points on why you should move to Houston would be your H2 tags. And then content that goes under there can be displayed a few ways. So maybe under, let's say affordability, you want to say you're talking about affordability of housing. So housing would be header 3. Maybe affordability on taxes would be another H3 tag. And then you put content under each of those sections. And then as you see a header 3, I could have, subpoints of that. And then you can even break it down further. Your header 4 has subpoints with header 5 tags. And then your header 5 could have subpoints of header 6. Now I will tell you, Most of the time, I'd only use H2 and H3 tags and obviously my H1 because you're breaking that down too much and you don't really need to. Google just really cares about kind of the table of contents. Think about how your chapters are laid out and you have sub chapters. It's the same thing. So just remember, if you have 5 reasons on why to move to Houston, those 5 reasons are your H2 of your main topic. And then any information that goes under it can either just be content like this in paragraph form, like right here, or you can break them up into points. So on the food scene, I just might write about the food scene, but when I'm talking about affordability, I could break those down into subcategories. So I hope that helps with that. So now let's talk about paragraph layout. So let me go to another article because I think I do have an article here with the 5 reasons to move to Houston. So if we're here, let's see, view all articles. And then it's just that you want to add variety in your blog posts. You want to keep the people reading because people will get, so these are the things you need to know before moving to the Houston area. Okay. And so I do a little, you want to always have a little intro in the beginning, and this should be rich with the keywords that you're choosing. We've talked about keywords before, but it's not just you have one keyword you're trying to rank for, you have variations of that keyword. So living in Houston, you can see right here, living in Houston, living in Texas, relocating to Houston area. So that's another keyword phrase. And then if you see right here, here is basically all of my H2 tags. So all of these: cost of living, size and population, people and diversity, those would be the subsections of the main topic, things to know before moving to Houston. And then these would be the H2 tags. So it's very important that you get that. And then like the pros and cons, those and cost of living examples, those could be H3 tags if you want to. Here, I just did it as basic text because it's not a big deal. But as you see, if you look at my variety, I have paragraph, one-liner, pretty much sentence, and then I have bullet points, right? People love bullet points. The more you can bullet point, the better. Now I have more of a written section, another written section, and then I broke it up with something to download my app. And then again, I have more bullet points. So there's a variety. We have pictures. So you want to make sure you just don't have a bunch of text because people will look at that and go, oh, maybe I shouldn't, this is too much. I don't want to read this right now. But if people can skim through, and then if you want to add like I did over here with this table of contents, it's automatically going to read your H1, your H2, your H3, your H4, and 5 and 6 tags, and it's automatically going to create a table of contents so people can click right to where you're going, kind of like what I had in the beginning up here. People can also click to go right down to that point if they just want to read that one section, okay? So make sure you just have variety in your layouts so that way your blog article is exciting. You did all that work to get them there. Now we want to keep them there, read it, and then have a call to action at the end that is super important. Is to make sure that you have your call to action and your conclusion. So you have an intro, a conclusion. One can be subscribe to our newsletter, follow our YouTube channel. If you need help in the Houston area, contact us. Here's a contact button. So make sure you have a call to action throughout your blog article. All right, now we're going to talk about organization of your blog post. So when you come over here and you see all of your blog posts listed, you want to organize them by 2 types. One is going to be category, and one is going to be your tags. And you'll see them when you create a blog post, you'll see them over here as well. And so what you need to understand the difference between the categories and tags, and people tend to use these wrong. Categories are the broad scope of what you're talking about. So here you can see some examples I have: community highlights, local events, market updates, property tours, real estate resources, real estate tips. So it's the broad category. The best way to understand this is to think of a dresser. In a dresser, you have several drawers, right? And those drawers, you could have them divided by t-shirts, socks, underwear, whatever it is. So each thing has its own thing in there. But And that would be the categories, okay? And then when you open a drawer, so let's say you open the sock drawer, you might divide your socks by color, black, white, maybe by length, short, long socks, dress socks, tennis socks for your tennis shoes, any of those would be like tags. They're almost like subcategories, even though you can have subcategories, but your tags are just more of like an ultra specific thing that you're doing. So for instance, if we're doing real estate tips, we might do real estate tips, right? But our tag might be home buyers or home sellers. So, or buyers, sellers, or buying, selling, whatever you want. It could also be location. So if we're talking about community highlights or home tours, I'm not going to put Houston home tours, Katy home tours, Sugarland home tours, because we don't want a lot of categories. We want to keep them super high level. And then I would tag them maybe Houston, or maybe it was a home tour in Katy, I would tag it Katy, Texas. And so that's kind of how your tags work. So be really thoughtful and mindful of how you're organizing your content, because it really does matter for SEO. One, if we go back here and look at this post, that I showed the categories, and people could click those categories and they could, see more blog posts related. So maybe if they want to see more community highlights, they can click community highlights and go to a landing page of just filtering the community highlights. Same thing for tags. Maybe they want to see all of the buyer tips or anything to do with buying a home. They can then get a feed like this of articles buying a home. So make sure you take time to really think through how you're going to organize your content. All right, the next thing I want to talk about is naming your article and the keyword research with that. And again, you can get a lot of, blog article ideas and titles from ChatGPT, or use something like Karuvi Social, which is basically social media content done for you, but a lot of those posts can be turned into blog posts. A lot of our agents do that. They'll take the topic, whether it's 5, home buying tips or 5 tips on decluttering your home and getting it ready to sell. We will put that into ChatGPT and it'll have it create an article. But whatever you do, make sure your article is engaging, and you want it to be under 60 characters to help with SEO. So that way, when it shows up in Google results, the whole title's there. But also you want to make sure as well that it is compelling to them and you have the main keyword of the article in the title as well, especially location. So that's why, like when we did articles over here, Houston market update, July 2023. This is a great, pretty much long tail keyword phrase that people would search for. Dog-friendly places in Houston, or maybe dog-friendly parks in Houston. Again, the location is associated with the topic that we're searching for. So just make sure you have really good titles. They're short, they're concise, and again, that they have those SEO words in there. And then do your keyword research. Remember, like I showed you in the article, about moving to Houston, even here, we have the Vienna floor plan by Newmark Homes. And then we basically model home and harvest screen master plan community in Richmond, Texas. And then on top of that, take a virtual tour of that property. We mentioned the harvest screen community. So think about all of the keywords that people would search for, and think about different variations of that keyword. For instance, you have Houston Realtor, Realtor in Houston, Houston real estate agents in Houston. Those are all keyword phrases that you can mix up. Make sure you're branching out more than just the realtor keywords, because remember, those are going to be harder to rank for. But you can do moving to Houston, living in Houston, Texas, living in Texas, moving to Texas. All of those things is what you're going to want to do, and make sure you have a good keyword plan. So usually I try to find 5 to 7 keywords that I'm going to use throughout that. And you can tell ChatGPT, make sure you use these 5 keyword phrases in my article, and they will put it in there for you. Now let's talk about internal linking. And this is super important, especially as your blog's growing. So in the beginning, you might not be able to link as much because you don't have as many blog articles, but you can link to your buyer's funnel, your IDX search page. You can do all that. So here's an example of an internal link. We are your Fort Bend County Realtors. So this is a keyword. So I'm finding a keyword phrase and I'm linking it to my buyer's funnel. Okay. So you can link directly to the buyer's funnel and have them click that as well. When you're talking about community tours, we're going to tour this community. You can do the same thing. Come out and tour this amazing model home in Harvest Green master plan. So you could do model home in Harvest Green master planned community in Richmond, Texas. You could highlight that phrase, or just Harvest Green if you have other tours and other articles on the Harvest Green neighborhood or whatever you're talking about. So if you have things that you have other articles, I highly recommend having a couple internal links on articles. You've seen this in articles where they'll talk about this is the best webcam to use, and best webcam is highlighted to another article that is the top 5 webcams to use. So think about that as you're writing your articles and make sure that you're linking internally to your website, and include a few external links as well to reputable websites as well. It could be your social media platforms, other profiles, your Google business page, but it's okay to link to external things as well. All right, and the last thing I want to cover is talking more about the URL that you're using and the updates. Now, this won't make a huge impact, but it does help. And remember, when we're doing SEO and we're trying to rank as well, that's the whole point of doing these blogs, is the URL is helpful, but you want to make sure it's not too long, it's concise. You don't want it to be the whole title. A lot of people do that. So when you let's say, here's the sample title idea. And when we click over here, in WordPress, it's going to generate a permalink, and you can see it automatically just takes the words there and then hyphenates them instead of a space. So maybe we just want sample to be the URL. We can shorten it, and just remember, no spaces, just use a dash to separate the word. But sometimes we might want to shorten the URL instead of having 5 reasons why you should relocate to Houston, Texas. You could do 5 tips on Houston relocation. You can shorten it and make sure that that keyword is still there in that location to help with SEO, but we don't want super long articles as well. And the other thing that you want to do is breadcrumbs. Now, breadcrumbs just shows the path of the article. So the homepage links to the market updates category, and under the market updates category is this article. So this again kind of helps show the layout, gives Google and other search engine more things to index. So I highly recommend that you implement this. A lot of blogs have this as a widget. So it's not like you have to manually do this every blog article. It will automatically do it based on the category you select. And if there's subcategories, it would do that as well. So make sure you're using breadcrumbs. And again, here's another sample of the URL, Houston Market Update, July 23. So all the important keywords are there, and it's not super long. So make sure you're utilizing that in your blog content as well. All right, so I hope that information was helpful. I really want people to start blogging more because it's something, when you have a smaller budget, it's something that you can do for free. It just takes a little bit of time. Even if you have something like kvCORE IDX website, you don't have your own personal branded website, you still have that blog feature there. And I've done other videos on how to create the actual blog in kvCORE as well on my channel. But you can get started, and this is something that if you're committed to it, in 6 months, you could see actual results and start ranking and being on the first page of search results in your area. So if you have any questions about what I went over, please drop them in the comments below. Feel free to reach out to me. If you want to partner with me and get all of my resources, training, all of my coaching as well, for free at no extra cost or split. Take a look at partnering with me at eXp Realty inside the H Wolfpack and look at all the amazing resources and tools that you will get for free to help you grow and scale your real estate business. So click that link below to book a call with me. And again, if you want to see more content like this, subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.